But Em, this was your space that you wanted to kind of do with us, and I think you had a whole kind of concept in mind. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, if you guys want to retweet, I was getting a bunch of DMs from Hypeos. I don't know if everybody decided to rebrand for Hyperliquid or lost their accounts because some of y'all are a little problematic with your content. No judgment. But people were asking about how to grow their accounts. And I noticed that a lot of the people DMing me had some really simple red flags that will automatically stunt your account. So I thought that it wouldn't be that difficult to have a pretty not technical space. Um, Full disclosure, I don't even check my analytics. I'm not monetized. I don't give a fuck about this shit. So I'm not coming up here to be like, here, let's be the next influencer. But if you do want to have some visibility so that you can pump your own bags and you're like putting work into your memes and stuff, I think that that's like justifiable. So I just kind of wanted to touch on a couple of things like that because I see a lot of it. First and foremost, I see a lot of people that follow way more people than they have followers. I have a ritual every Friday. I go, and unless it's a super valuable person that I'm following, if they didn't follow me back, they can get fucked and I unfollow them. That ratio, if you're following way more people than are following you, that can the algorithm starts too late. It's almost like, and this is in my head how I've made it up because of how I've seen it work. It's like it has a tiered bot system, and that puts you at like level one of you might be a bot, so you're getting less visibility. So if you have that disproportionate ratio of your follows to followers, you need to really work on that and really try to get that down. And there's also, even if you have a larger account, if you have a lot of bots, that's a problem. Circle Boom. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that um,
Yeah.
is an app. Have you seen it? Have you?
Yeah, I've used it.
Yeah. I use it. I honestly, I think it's like, I don't know. It could be 20 to 50. I don't remember. You can get a year subscription. You can pay for it monthly. What I do is I, every like 3 months, will go and get a Circle Boom subscription. And then I will clean my account of bots to keep it organic. So that way I'm not getting flagged and I'm not losing that visibility. And it's on Apple and on Android. And also in Hypeo Man, if anyone wants to come up and ask questions, you know how I hate to talk at people. It's actually not that fun unless I'm cussing them out. That's more than fine too. You guys are welcome to come up. Another popular thing people like to do because they think it looks clean and cute and fun is put those break lines in their bio. Um, Bots do that. So that's another thing that puts you on the algorithm that'll smash you down. You don't want to have those page breaks in your bio in general. Not so good. If you make a good tweet, you actually do want to retweet yourself once. I know that sounds cringe. Everybody's like, "Oh my god," blah blah blah. The thing is it's that's how you up your engagement, and you're hitting different time zones usually. So I should specify: don't retweet yourself 15 minutes later, like, "Oh my god, I only got 4 likes." When I say retweet yourself once, retweet a good quality tweet, like the next morning or like 8 hours later or 4 hours later to give it one more boost. And it'll put that in the algorithm. And you will absolutely lose points if you're getting muted or blocked. So if you're spamming, that's a problem as well. You might think that you are the best bull posting Hypeo. God love you. Retweeting everything under the sun that anyone ever has put Hypeo on. Space that shit out a little bit sometimes, unless you have any kind of actual like track record and long-standing account. It's definitely stifling you again on the algorithm. A lot of people don't realize if you start a tweet with an at, that goes immediately onto your reply section. It has less visibility. Don't want to do that. And the tone of your tweet, which is probably why I'm not monetized, to be honest. If you are negative, caustic, toxic, bitchy, or any of the above, you do not get priority in the algorithm. So I hope people come up and have some questions or have other things to contribute, because I could go on and on for days, and I hate this right now. It's getting
No,
awful.
I'll chime in
Thank
here.
you,
One
Heidi.
of my the most sort of, I think, valuable insights that I think a lot of people don't know about the algorithm is that there is actually like a caste system on Twitter. And a lot of accounts are kind of like untouchables in terms of engaging with them. One of the basic kind of filters is if they're verified or not. And like it's kind of interesting for like doing this account, for instance, like the Hypeo account. Like obviously, I feel like I have responsibility to make sure that our reach is as good as possible. At the same time, like I try to promote Hypeo posters. Anybody here who's familiar with my account like knows that I try to retweet people a lot and help them grow their accounts. But a lot of times we'll see people who either are posting stuff that is very inflammatory, and that will sort of put you into this caste system, whether it's people who are like big fans of like Adolf Hitler or stuff like that, or like very overt racism or just a lot of stuff like that. You really like if you wanted like social media marketing advice, you just can't touch these accounts. Like you actually like shouldn't, like you will start getting dinged for interacting with them. And then also people who are just like if they're breaking a lot of the rules that Emp just said, like if they're like over reply guy spamming, if they're getting muted or blocked a lot, like you know what I mean? Like you like literally like shouldn't be interacting with people who are bad at Twitter. And like it feels like mean to say it, but like it's actually true. And that's like kind of why like I think this space is a good space to do with Emp, which is like help everybody get a little bit better at Twitter, because that will make everybody good. And the basic filter is make yourself verified, because that signals to Twitter that you're not a bot, and that's like the first hoop. And then after that, if you can get the better verification in terms of like the higher sub tiers, I'm sure that they factor that. But like it literally is like kind of pay to win, and then also like who you know, and then like what the quality of your content is, and whether you're kind of like airdrop farming, like you know what I mean? Like these accounts like are not just like red flags in terms of like, oh, this is not a quality poster. It's like actually they're like legitimately toxic for your algorithm. And we live in 2025. Like you have to be cognizant of that.
Ah, damn it, Maskey just left. I wanted to use his as an example. Somebody else had it too. Retro, no offense, don't get mad at me. Sorry. Your bio, that's what I'm talking about. Those page breaks that you have in your bio, that's what they clock as bot one of the things. So cuz the bots use those. So you might want to consider taking those lines, those vertical lines to break up your titles out of your thing. Sorry, Retro. But I was going to use Maskey if that helps, but he ran away. So that's the thing. Somebody else had just a link in their bio and no words. That's also not advised. Even if it says hi or good morning and then your link or whatever, you want things that do not flag as that bot behavior. Also, do remember sometimes if you are the larger account, you're bringing your audience to that party. When you see somebody acting like a fucking fool, sometimes it's worth it. And I'm definitely not telling you it's not a good time, but there has been plenty of times that I've had to learn. There's a particularly toxic cunt that does CTMZ, crypto TMZ. She loves me. She talks about me all the time. I had to stop bringing her my audience because she's pretty small. But you do remember that you are bringing your audience to a person, and maybe the best thing is to starve them out of that intention in general, to Hypeo Man's point, because you don't want to get caught up in that algorithm and how that manifests. If you're following a lot of bots, especially sex bots, that can start dinging your algorithm and account, because some of you guys down there, I don't know, maybe. But you follow one sex bot, you start getting followed by bots, and some people get really stoked. They're like, oh, I just gained 200 followers. I block bots. I'm not going to lie. It's not worth it to get stifled on the algorithm for me. I'd rather lose it. Every time I do Circle Boom, I sometimes lose upwards of 800 followers. But I'd rather do that. Also, because Bobby from Retardio will pull up your KOL and tell you you're a fake botted account. And that's embarrassing. So you don't want that to happen ever. Uh, it's just these are the little things, but they do matter, I think. But In general, I think that most people, when I'm getting these, and I've gotten a lot, Black. I've gotten a lot of DMs from people. How do I get more eyes on this? How do I get seen by this? And also, if you really want your tweets to stand out, either go a couple of no image ones and then go a lot of image ones or whatever. But like, try to stagger that. It's very weird, or just keep to the images in general. So those are some of the things.
Yeah.
D, come up here too, please. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, in general, you should be having an image in every post. If you guys look at my posts, like a lot of times it's just like some nonsense meme that has nothing to do with what I post, but it helps with engagement. One thing that I think is particularly relevant for us, like in Hypeo, at the beginning, like trying to get our name out there and like contrasting Hyperliquid with the rest of crypto. We were like relatively toxic, I would say, like to some extent. Like I don't really look at it as toxic. It's just like kind of like the like kind of like pussy like dynamic that people have where they like can't handle anybody speaking the truth. But like the negativity that comes with it, and I think it's cathartic to be like, oh, a lot of this stuff is scams. But it was very good for us in terms of engagement. That stuff can be good. But I will say, like, I'll give you an example. Like today, I don't know anybody who saw me and the Drift founder. They like made some posts about how like Solana perps aren't dead. And then I was like counterpoint like Hyperliquid. And then the guy replied to me like the SEC is gonna shut down Hyperliquid. And I was like in your wildest dreams, like the SEC will never give a fuck about Drift ever once. And like I think it's funny and like that stuff is good for like it's true, but like the negativity, I found the guys who are best at Twitter actually, and like I'm really not a great example of it all the time. Is like they're quite positive, and it's like the line between like false positivity and real positivity. Um, a lot of these guys who do the GM posting, you know what I mean, but like they're just genuinely like happy and like it's kind of authentic. These guys kill it. And I think it's kind of a general principle of like it's better to be in the world and like for something. You know what I mean? So like even if we're negative or like brash or whatever, like we're for Hyperliquid. Like all my posts are for Hyperliquid. They're for Hypeo. If I'm saying something, it's usually contrasting and showing how good Hyperliquid or Hypeo or something is. You know what I mean? It's not like just here to like tear down everything. So I think that's kind of a good principle is that like you should try to have posts that are affirmational rather than purely negative.
Yeah, I think I mean, the algorithm rewards positivity. For me, I think that when it comes to long-term follower retention, authenticity should be paramount. But the algorithm 100% rewards the positivity. I'm going to find that response you did, Hypeo Man, and I'm going to write the FCC is Hyperliquid.
I actually deleted it because I was thinking I was like, where we're at now, we don't need to be like this. Like, you know what I mean? There's diminishing returns to it.
I just gotta fuck around and find out sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's like it wasn't so bad, but yeah.
Also, if I don't know if anybody noticed, but there was a time 2 months, my main was gone. You should have a backup account, and that you should make now in real time, because the thing is they sometimes do like IP ban and stuff like that. So if you have an established account, you're less likely to catch a ban evasion. So you should create your backup account. You should have your backup account. And understand there are many, you can piss off the wrong person. I ended up getting an apology email from Twitter. Somebody had paid to get mine yanked because I hadn't actually violated. If anybody notices, I don't even cuss in my tweets. I have asterisks like F asterisk CK because like I have to be the family friendly version because I have so many haters. And also be none of that, man. Oh man, I'd be gone like that. You have no idea. But also if you do get on the radar badly, like after they reinstated me reluctantly, there are actually like agents. They have an X by their name, and what they do is if you have a questionable tweet, they tag, like they won't put a comment. They're following you, whatever. You might not recognize them, and they will at another account. And what they're doing is they're adding somebody who can do action to your account. So if you see somebody who starts doing that on your timeline, block that bitch. If they have nothing that they've said, they're commenting just an at another account that you don't recognize, that's somebody who's clocking your account and is trying to get somebody to tag you in to get rid of it in general. If you do lose your account, make sure you have your alt and then just relentlessly keep appealing over and over and over. Try different languages, try legalese, try everything you can under the sun. Most people get it reinstated, but sometimes it takes a year and a half.
Yeah, you guys should have alts. Alts was a big thing that we did in the Milady community. Fun fact: the Hypeo account was a Milady alt, and during the mint day, some guy like did the scan of like old Twitter aliases on the account, and like the account was called like Blue Angel, and it was like a AI like girl, Milady, and he was like trying to hold it over my head as though I had. He was trying to hold it over my head as though I had been scamming with the account, and I was like, this is not the fun that you think it is. Like he was like, give me a bunch of mints or I'm gonna like tell everybody, and I was like, go, you could tell them, like it's fine. But that's why the Hypeo account is followed by like Charlotte Fang, the original Remilio account that's been inactive for 2 years. A lot of these seasons follows, and I will say like that's the same thing that's going to happen with Hypeo in like 2 years. Is like if you make a good alt now, for one, you get to speak freely, which is great. As you build sort of your persona on here, like I have multiple Hypeo alts, for instance. Many of you have interacted with them. Like it's just a great way to be able to speak your mind. And the other is the window to do it properly is going to close because like as the community matures, there's going to be less and less trust with new people because there's going to be more and more stammers that come in, you know? So just think about that. Like your time to actually season like an alt account and get those follows that will like, over time, even now, like people probably follow less and less IPO PFPs. But like I'm sure people do follow the new ones, but a year from now, I'm sure it'll be pretty different.
Yeah, especially like because I sent Hypeo Man the other day, a Hypeo PFP sent me one of those Zoom links for whatever. So the scammers, they're here. We knew they were here. They're coming in general. Plus, it's actually like don't have a heart attack if you lose your account for a few weeks and you have to lose your alt. It's an excellent litmus test. The people that don't follow you back, then when you get your main, you can block the bitches and cut them out of your network. It's pretty cathartic. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, those were some of the things I think. Also, for me, I've said it a million times, very few people take advantage of it. If you do a dope tweet or you're a builder and you drop it in my DMs because my fucking timeline is a wreck or you have a project, I am always happy to retweet that for you. And that gets more eyes. And anybody who ever offers that to you, take advantage of that if you need more eyes on your account. Um, Free is free, you know? I think that's kind of it, unless people come up or whatever. I could click on each PFP Hypeo man and rip people apart, but I don't know how much they like.
No,
Sorry,
I
Retro.
appreciate it.
Sorry,
And ads
Retro.
to growing your account. Like consistency is really fucking key, especially with coming like when you do a post,
Wait,
you're
is that
finding people
Demi?
really fast. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see any other talkers up here. That was creepy as fuck. Hi, Demi.
No, I'm just saying you have to be consistent with it to really grow your account. Like reply back to people as soon as possible. Like always interact with other people too, and curate your content. Like if people go to my page to kind of what to expect, if I go to MB's page, I know what to expect. Go to Hypeo main account, I know what to expect. Like because everyone has like their own style of tweeting, and if you do tweet, you want to have an image so it actually reaches a lot farther than just text. Unless you prove like a really good point, but other than that, it's just straight consistency because like there is a thing of like where your engagement does die down if you don't like tweet enough, and that's called engagement hell. And it's like to get out of it, you have to just be really active. And once you're really active, then it's really easy to get the ball rolling versus like getting out of engagement hell.
Valid. Also, if you're getting botted as an aggressive attack, just lock your account until the bots stop. These are probably mostly me problems, but just in case if somebody attacks you with bots.
Empress can have like it's just gonna devolve into very specific Empress. Like if you have one person harassing you about like yeah.
Like, I wonder if any of you get attacked by bots. I do it once a week. I'm just curious.
No, but it's good to plan ahead. I have when we did the Retardio thing, and we were going at them, and I was obviously keenly aware of what had gone on with their accounts. That was when I made Hypionaire, which just is my public alt, just in case something were to happen to this account. Um, but the nice thing is also if you do pay for the gold, I think it helps you a little bit in terms of getting attacked. Um,
Yeah, it
what
does.
else
And
is
that's
there?
the thing.
Yeah.
If you do get the team badges or whatever, you have extra protection. You will never see me. I might the only thing that I will sell my soul for in this space is an affiliate badge because it does give you an extra layer of protection in this hellscape in general. Um
No, it doesn't. They literally boost you
it
for
does.
having more paid. Yeah, you literally get boosted. It's a cheat code. It's pay to win, like that's life.
Yeah, and I just think, like I said, but I do think I kind of want to go back to what I said at the beginning in case people missed it because I think it's important. Watch your follower ratio. Do the unfollow Friday thing. If they haven't followed you back, go and unfollow unless it's like like it's a project or somebody really worthwhile. If they can't be bothered to follow you back, don't let that follower ratio get way above. There's no excuse that you should ever be following way more people than follow you. It's not good for the algorithm. Don't put the page breaks in your bio. Don't have the link in your bio. Like these are basic things that will kill your visibility even if your content's on point. So I just kind of really wanted to point that out because I see a lot of the smaller Hypeo accounts that are doing these things in particular.
I don't think we've ever had a period in crypto more exemplative of how valuable social media can be, other than this InfoFi meta, which is finally dying because there's actually nothing to it, and it's all just like slop regurgitated. It's like that episode of South Park where they are attaching everybody to each other's buttholes and just pooping into each other's mouths.
The human centipede.
That's yeah, the human centipede, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's what this social fi meta was. But that said, there was a lot of money to be made for having a good, social media account prepped up. And the truth is, there's a lot of money to be made. That was just a very, whatever, whatever word we can use for that. That was just a bad example, sort of a, um, not very subtle example of how much money you can make with your social media in many different ways. Obviously Hypeo, for instance, us all being active with our PFPs and posting about Hypeo is literally working for Hypeo and then promoting our bags together and Hyperliquid itself. So that's one example of it. And there's many others. For instance, like the alt account that I have, you should be trimming the fat in terms of who you follow, because I could have been a bad person and I could have used all those seasoned followers to make this account. I could have made a total scam and drugged everybody with all that verification where it's like, oh, look, all these ladies follow this account. Like the lady founder follows this account. You can use that and people will use that and you should watch for that. I remember I was talking to Sprite, who was the Milady artist at one point. And I remember mentioning to him, I was cleaning out my account and all these people that I had followed a year after, or 6 months after Milady got really big because Elon Musk tweeted it. Um, and there was this string of 10, because if you go on that social media thing that Emp said, I think Circle Boom, it shows you inactive accounts that you follow. And I found this spree of 10 to 15 accounts that were all just clearly made by some guy who was seeding them for some crypto scam and to show coins. And they tweeted for a month and a half and then they just totally went ghost forever. And it's yeah, people absolutely are smart in this space. They will social engineer you. You shouldn't be following people that you don't really recognize. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and when I'm betting bots on my own in between my Circle Boom subscription, if one of the things that I clock is retweets. So if you are a chronic retweeter that never produces an original tweet, know that that's something the algorithm is clocking as bot behavior. So you need to at least put a GM out there and a Hypeo or a picture of your PFP. If your entire timeline is nothing but retweeting everybody else's content, yay, we appreciate the support. But also, you got to do something every day that says, hi, I'm a real person. Because otherwise, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
blocking you.
Amp, Retro is asking how the algorithm reacts to gay people.
They love them, some gay people. They about that life because you know why? A lot of them they're just so happy. They're super lovely, you know.
Dude,
Bro, they could be really sassy too, and like, you know, that stuff gets engagement too.
yeah,
I mean,
I said like I'm gay one time because like one day I was like, dude, I need to tweet something, and just tweet I'm gay, and I got like 1,200 fucking views. I was like, this is insane.
Look, all jokes aside, if you do want to get monetized, I can't imagine that hell of trying to pay attention to that shit, like I said. But if you do, go to political Twitter. I go to those spaces all the time. You'll be absolutely surprised. I'm in white nationalist spaces, foundational Black American spaces, whatever. Follow me in there and then find their tweets and respond the opposite take on everybody in there, no matter what side it is, and just keep doing that. And probably within a week, you might be able to get monetized. Just start incensing everyone around you.
What I've been doing is I just reply Hyperliquid to tweets that I see have like 200K views because I have the gold badge. I just put Hyperliquid under it. Not because I think I'll get monetized. I just think it's funny that like somebody will be seeing some popular tweet and then just see me post Hyperliquid on it. Um, One of the most effective principles of advertising is seeing something everywhere. It's not actually have anything to do with like the context. You know, this is why like Coca-Cola like just puts themselves on every single thing in the world, like every sports event, everything, because reinforcement of a brand just kind of subconsciously signals to you that the brand is strong. So that's part of that like strategy. Like that's why we're so active on social media. That's why we're so active on. That's why I think it's good to post under a tweet that has 1 million views because it's like somebody sees it under there, they're like, oh, there's like Hypeo again. Like, uh, that's another part of crypto is like so many projects are not even doing the bare minimum. So it's like if you're like if people are seeing it all the time, they're like, oh, like I saw it again, I saw it again. Like what NFT should I buy? Oh, that one again. Um, and yeah, in terms of the monetization thing, yeah, it's no that game is pretty ugly. I know one Milady guy who is just does race baiting, and he'll just like he'll see something like you know it's like some ghetto clip, and he'll just like say something racist. It's like, dude, like it's like all the time. It's crazy. And he did one where it was like some Asian people, and he was like ching chong under it, and like people freaked out on him. Like, yeah, the monetization game is pretty ugly, but you can make a lot of money if you can get good at making content. It is
I watched
something
a
to
guy.
consider getting into that.
I watched a guy on his own comment thread. Just they weren't even paying attention. He just kept bouncing back and forth. One comment he'd be like pro, the next comment he'd be like against, and these people were just engaging the hell out of him. He was honestly monetized within a week. I think it was a pro-life debate or something, and he just kept going back and forth. So you just see the mindless people. You can bait them. You can do it. All of the analytics are there. You can pay to. I do not have the patience. And I'm just too angry. I can't.
And you have to like kind of demean yourself. And there's one guy I was cracking up. It was something about like women and like orgasms, and he said something about like women don't like getting head, and then like people kept being like, "That's because you're not good at it," and he was like, "No, they don't. Like, shut the fuck up." And like he just kept like replying with the dumbest thing. I was just looking at how many views he got. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's rage baiting in the stupidest way. It's like they really do it. It's really incredible, honestly.
Yeah, I also knew a guy who spent every morning he put a GM with the hottest chick ever, a different chick, so it wasn't like he was catfishing. That got him quickly monetized, just a new hot pinup girl.
Yeah, that's a cheat code.
Mhm.
Fartcoin was doing that.
Yeah, you can just do that.
Yeah, guys, feel free to do that to advertise IPO, like by all means.
Just throw my face on anything. It's fine.
Yeah, anybody who wants to come up, feel free to share your social media tips or whatnot. We're gonna be doing some fun spaces. We got a space planned with an old Milady friend of mine who's been big into Mog, and he's coming to do some stuff on Hyperliquid. And with what he's doing, is going to be doing some cool some benefits for IPOs too. But we're gonna have a great conversation about memes and like what is a meme, and we're gonna have some great speakers. So this chat with Emp that Emp has been wanting to do for what like a month now. Is kind of the beginning of some I think will be pretty interesting spaces that we're gonna be doing. So, but yeah, anybody who has questions, feel free to come up.
I think we hit them all. I mean, like I said, they were just DMing me. It's pretty simple thing. It could be a short one. And it's recorded. This way I can just
Yeah.
flip it to people and be like, hey, check it out.
Okay, so speed notes are, keep your follower ratio intact. Try to post good quality content. Try to have media in all of your posts, even if it's unrelated to the post. Better if it's engaging media that people will just engage with on its own. So if you have like see funny memes, you can save them and then post them with whatever you say, like GM and post a meme. Um, you also do those type of memes is a great way too. A lot of people do that.
Credit people, though. I
Yeah.
fucking hate it when people don't credit people. Don't jack their shit. Credit people, you jackasses.
I don't know. Dude, like this is the internet in 2025, man. Like everything has been regurgitated 200 times. It's like
I know, but I can still throw it out there. Like if I jack somebody's image,
Also-
I tag them in it at least.
also another thing that does deboost you is tagging people in posts is another kind of another reason. You can do it. Like you can credit people, but you should credit people in a reply to your post.
No, you can tag them in the photo part though. That doesn't.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's
I
true.
do
You can
that.
tag them as a photo.
That's where I tag them. So turn your photo tagging on if you want that, though, because a lot of people will be annoyed they don't get tagged. And the photo tagging is also a good thing to get visibility on your account, especially if you're doing art in general. I liked, Hypeo Man, your point about also being mindful of the accounts that you choose to engage with, because those flagged accounts, that brings down your visibility.
Yeah, the network is trying to cultivate this node of high quality posters because at the end of the day, what it wants to do is be able to sell advertisements. So negativity and people who are high risk kind of visibility types, they don't work well with advertising. And so that's what it's all codified for. So you should think about who you engage with and whether advertisers would like who you engage with, honestly. Like I hate saying it because it's like it's horrible, but you know what I mean? Like it is the truth in terms of like cultivating and growing your account. So just think about that. Anyway, I guess we can call it there. Thank you everybody for coming. This was kind of a shorter one, but it was kind of like a public service announcement where we wanted to kind of go over the basis of social media and how to improve your account and whatnot.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to come up and have me vilify their page. That's not fun. Thank you for the lack of entertainment. I hate you all. Much love, Hypeo.
Much love. Thank you everybody for coming, and we will see you guys soon. Take care, guys.